Hi, my name is OJ Lopez, and welcome to Business One-to-Ones. This program is actually being done because we are members of this organization called the Business Network International, BNI, wherein we are encouraged to know more about our members and what their businesses is. And for this episode, we have a very special guest, which software engineer by profession, uh, who has previous jobs in database design and also a scrum master. He's married with 3 children, who resides in Cebu City, and has hobbies and interests includes athletic activities like dragon boat racing, rock climbing, and football. And his burning desire is to have a profitable and franchisable food cart business who will be operating nationwide. So without further ado, let me introduce to you our very special guest for this episode, the owner of Arc8 General Merchandise, Dave Arcaya. Dave, welcome to the show.
Hi, OJ. Thank you for the invite. I'm Dave Arcaya, the owner of Arc8, and currently we're in the food distribution business, and basically the one that is operating now in times of COVID because we're part of the essential needs.
Right, exactly. So that's why we have invited Dave to our show, because his business is actually an essential business for our society to survive in this kind of pandemic. And okay, so before we dive into that, Dave, let us know more a bit about your history. Obviously, you're in the IT profession as a software engineer, and how did you become in the food distribution business? If you can walk us through that.
Yeah, actually, my course is computer science, and then have some master's units in computer science. And for the past years of my life, I've been in IT, in programming, software engineer. But there's a part of me that really is into business side. Before I graduated, way back in college, I've been selling stuff. I've been giving some services as to gain more profit. And once we had, after I get married, there's a family friend of mine, a family friend of ours, who is the owner of McKinney Food Court. So I think that's the reason, um, one of our ninong in our wedding, so the owner of McKinney. And then he asked us if we could bring McKinney to Mindanao. And after that, so we started the distribution in Mindanao 7 years ago. It's still starting now. It's still operating now. And then when after marriage, we moved back. We moved in Cebu, and uh, uh, we think maybe we could bring McKinney here in Cebu, though it's a Virginia home port.
Okay.
So I think we took the challenge, bringing a Pampanga-based product here in Cebu.
Yes. All right. So let's also talk more about the McKinney products that you offer later on the show. But you have mentioned that you have been in business for how many years again? 7 years?
In Mindanao, 7 years.
Mindanao.
But in Cebu,
right.
we just brought it here 3 years ago.
Oh, I see. All right. And for people out there that are also listening or viewing this program, who are interested in going into the food distribution business as you are, what can you advise them?
The best advice is create relationship with your accounts, not just business relationship. Make friends with them because at the end of the day, they'll be the one who's going to buy your products. And then also keep your ARs manageable because the
Right.
first years we have we've been so lax with our ARs, account receivables, and then
Mhm.
uh, he, and then there's a part of that time that we're getting monies from our pocket
Mhm.
just to keep the business running because of our ARs is very big, bigger than our OPEX.
Okay.
So yeah, that's two things. Uh, Make relationship with your accounts, not just
Mhm.
a business relationship, and also keep your ARs manageable.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's the two tips that I would give. Mm.
so walk us through your operations. How do you, because one of the parts of why we joined BNI is we want to generate referrals from our members, right? And we want to know more of how you operate your business and what are these ideal referrals for you. So can you walk us through your business, how you do it, and who are these clients that you are serving right now, and uh, who can we connect to you to your business?
Okay, right now we have a couple of varied accounts. We have on the side street. That those are the calendarias, the retailers, the sari store, and then we also have this account in wet market. The wet market stalls. We also distribute them, and we have these coffee shops, like food carts and food stalls. And last is the HRI, which is the hotel, restaurant, and institution.
I see.
So those are the I think the four accounts, four types of accounts: side streets, wet market, and the food carts, and the HRI, the hotel, restaurants, and institutions. By the way, institutions covers the concessionaires,
Mhm.
caterings, and the canteens. That's it.
All right, cool. And all right, so let's go to a more relevant topic, right? So, amidst this pandemic, the COVID 19, your business is quite essential for the survival of our, fellow men, especially groceries or have limited stocks or even have limited time to operate. Uh, how does COVID-19 affected your business, and what are you doing to mitigate, no, to mitigate its effects?
Yeah, COVID-19. First of all, it affected our operations, operating hours. Right now, we're just 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we limit our operations through deliveries only. No, our agents doesn't go mm, to the restaurants or to find accounts. We limit our operations in only in online and delivery. Thanks for these efficient apps, mobile apps, the Lalamove,
Right.
Grab, and also the Angkas now. Angkas offers delivery also. So that's basically COVID-19 helps us. I think it pushed us to innovate our operations, innovate our accounts. So because right now we're now operating and we're catering also the household and personal accounts.
Right.
Though it's not that much compared to groceries and
Mm.
restaurant, but it's the quantity is plenty. Right? Right now, we have a
Okay.
couple of deliveries every day right now.
Wow. All right. All right.
So that's it. Yeah, COVID-19 pushes us to innovate and to look for another accounts type of account.
But that's actually an easy transition for you, right? Having a technical background and all,
Mm.
to find
Yeah,
these apps
because
and to go
yeah,
online. Yeah, that's like second nature to you
yeah,
as having an computer science background, right? Uh,
yeah. I it's not that hard.
yes, yes, because this brick and mortar businesses that would really cope up with the time. Sometimes it's very hard for them to
Mm,
go and digitize their products. So this is what I've actually
yeah.
learned during this pandemic is that if you have a service business, it's time to productize that service. But then if you have a
Mm,
product, it's time to digitize that product, have these available in a digital format, even if it's intangible, as you have
mm,
mentioned. You have used these platforms, these logistic platforms that are available,
mm,
Lala Move, and you don't need to hire your own, hire your
yeah.
own drivers and things like that. So that's
Delivery.
yes, yes, and that. Well, what do you think? So let's go to that and have a deep dive, because you have a computer science degree and you are also catering to a service
Mm.
distribution business. So what do you see the future is like amidst this pandemic? What would be post COVID-19 in terms of the food distribution industry? What is your take on that, if you have any ideas?
Yeah, for me, in distribution, I think COVID-19 will really change the platform of the arena, because right now, if you don't innovate and if you don't use the online apps or the online opportunities, you'll be left behind. Right now, we're using Google Docs also for our inventory so that it will be cloud based.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, um, what I see after this one, it is more efficient and lesser OPEX, because the traditional distribution means that you have a truck, the salesman will ride on the truck or look for accounts, and then the truck will bring your truck will bring the items to that accounts under that uh, institution or hotel. So that means a OPEX, right? The gasoline, the truck driver, the truck mortgages. So with this now, with the online app, I'm not going to think about the salary of the delivery guy,
Right, right.
because there's an app. And
Mm-hmm.
then our salesman is more on the FB market, FB, IG.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about online. So um, it will lessen our OPEX, and also it will give us it's more of efficiency than hard
Mm-hmm.
work.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm looking at after this one, after this COVID. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
online posts will shoot up after this one.
Right. Yeah. I also
Yeah.
believe that that is the route to go. That's why we are actually transitioning the Reva staff to becoming a media agency rather than
Mm,
just because we are right now we are a property, tech media, a startup, right? So what we're doing is just for real estate in the property sector, promoting, doing visuals to promote, properties that are for sale or for rent. And amidst this pandemic, uh, of course, the our number one market is in New York, and uh, obviously New York has been locked down for a couple of weeks now, so our operations has been
mm,
suspended. So that's why we are doing this kind of platform to maybe localize also our services, because right now, uh, I think the local real estate industry doesn't really innovate that much in terms of applying new technologies
Yeah.
to their operations. And uh, being at that and being experts at that, it's really hard to, especially with those no technological background, and
Yeah.
these companies that have been operating for decades have executives
Yeah.
that are in their maybe 60s, and it's hard for us to communicate in terms of the value proposition that we apply. So with that, we are actually pivoting to becoming a media platform for not only for properties, but we are not launching that yet. So
Mhm.
right now, one of the things that I'm also doing is also to learn what you guys would also need. As you have mentioned, you would the social media posts would just
Mhm.
would just ramp up, right? And it would be now an online economy rather than offline. So we're looking into that, uh, and hopefully we can also service your business as we would be able to launch that product, and that what that product is, I don't know yet. So we were still
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
I think I have an idea for you for Riva staff on the retail side because I saw
Yes,
one
yes.
of your links, the 36 model house 360.
Right, right.
Why not make a 360 on a retail store where when you point that kind of uh, what a variety of the for example there's uh, a part of the retail store it's about frozen goods. When you click that
Right.
one, the price list and the pictures and all the products will be shown. And then if you go to the other part of the retail store, like the babies and baby
Mm.
stuff, when you click that part there, you see everything, the milk, diapers.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that could be one of the idea for Reva stuff for the
Yes,
retail
we
business.
actually, yeah, we actually explored that idea a couple of years ago with restaurants that have got have uh, got our services, right. It's actually them who are trying, but before it was a very lucrative business in real estate, so we are not looking into diving into something that we are not experts of. But amidst, again, with this pandemic, you really need to innovate. And again, very good suggestion. Thank you so much for that, Dave. At this point, uh, how about talk about your company, Arc 8, or even McKinney. So, what is that all about, and the products that you offer?
Arc 8, that's actually it's a mix up of words. It's Arcaya Chong because my wife is a Chong
Okay,
and I'm
gotcha.
an Arcaya. So Arc 8. And our wedding day is February 8th, so that's 8. Arc 8.
Okay.
So basically we're in the distribution business. First we took on the um, McKinney distribution for the frozen goods. That means we have the tocino, hot dogs, siopaw, siomai, and with these products, what we're offering is just that it's not just a uh, uh, retail possibility, but also we could be the supplier of a food cart business like a shomai or a food cart that has a siopaw because we have a very cheap but yummy siopaw. So that's what we're our goal to be a supplier and to be a supplier of a restaurant, food carts, or a supplier for retail. And as time goes by, we saw the need that we need to have a some products that will also augment or augment the food, the frozen goods. So that's why opportunities came. Mondenizen came in, and then
Mm-hmm.
just lately after BNI, just want to thank our members who introduced me to the Del Monte. So that's why we have Del
Wow.
Monte now. So basically, we have uh, three big names: McKinney, Mondenizen, and Del Monte. And and we also have the retail store, the Little Pantry, which is located in Mabolo. That's where we sell the our retail price for our products. Little Pantry is an idea of my wife where she wants to have all the local products uh, to display there without list price, only like
Mm, I see.
consignment agreement. Yeah, no list price because
Wow. That's
not
really
like
good.
in
Mm-hmm.
yeah good because in groceries they need to pay the list price every year, or I think
Yes, right.
quarterly. So as to help the local business, local brands, so we welcome them just for a like consignment
Mm-hmm.
terms. So we have the very yummy peanut butter from Bukidnon, that's Judge's Delight, and the healthy stuff from the Green Tommy. That's the chia seeds, the basil seeds, the cocoa sugar, the healthy sugar,
Wow, nice.
and a lot of stuff there in the little pantry. So if you could drop by there and check our stuff. As one of our customers said, it's a little and cheaper of the options.
Wow,
It's
nice.
for the little pantry. It's in number 93 Pope John Paul Avenue, um, Mabolo. It's right across the Mabolo Church and few meters away from Cafe Alde if you're going to IT Park. So we're just there. And also the Arcade office is only at the back. So
Okay.
everything's there.
Anything you might want to add for the products and services that you offer?
Uh, we're also looking for local products here in Cebu or maybe in Visayas and Mindanao that you can freely display your products in our store in Little Pantry without any list price. Maybe that could help for your marketing and for your exposure on your product.
All
And
right.
that's it.
All right. So for everybody's watching, most likely BNI fellow BNI members, if you are doing some concepts, or actually, I'm gonna refer you to my wife because my wife is also doing this little cakes that she was selling online before, and probably that could also be an option for
Mm.
her to display that in the little pantry. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, at this point. Now let's talk about BNI and why we are really doing this one to one. And yeah, I think the first question is why did you join BNI? And then for all those other businesses who are our visitors, who are uh, like on the edge whether to join or not, what can you say to them?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you, Sir Bong, for inviting me on that one early morning
Shout out
meeting.
Bong Lagarta of China Bank.
Yeah, the mobile banker.
Yes.
So I just tried when he invited me. First question is, do you wake up early? So I I'm a early person, so that's not a problem to me. So and then when I went there the first time on the meeting, I was very amazed because of that one principle of BNI, which I couldn't see from any other organization. It's the giver's gain.
Right.
So yeah, I was amazed because uh, for you to have a new business, you need to give business first. So that's one of the things that stand out on that meeting. And then one of the reasons why I decided to join the BNI because of that principle. And then when I joined, a later part, after I was inducted, Mom Chainakwa introduced me the orientation, and then that's when I learned that there's a BNIU university. So I'm actually personally, I'm really hungry for. There's too much hunger for me to know about business, about leading people, about the how to run business or to be a leader, because because I'm not into that. My course is not into that one because I'm purely in software engineering. So that's why when I know that there's a BNIU, it gives me more. It affirms why I my decision why I joined BNI, because uh, maybe some of the people will just be there's apprehension of because of the amount that you are
Right.
going to to uh, to pay. But when I learn about that principle, the giver's gain and the BNIU, that's when I learned that it's the amount is very minimal, which you're
Yeah.
going to divide into 12 months plus the learnings, plus the camaraderie with the BNI fellow BNI, plus all that giver's gain. Actually, it changes my thinking when my business model, because before I really want to get to know a business owner for me to get a business out of him.
Right.
Right now, after several BNI meetings, right now it's just like a second or consolation prize if I get a business out of that person, right? But because for me now, it's more of a relationship and the camaraderie of a person. So that's it. The upfront payment is very minimal if you're going to, to compare it with what you will gain in BNI. That's it. Super
Yes.
minimal.
Yes, I can also attest to that, especially with my business. Wherein I was not really thinking of gaining anything from it because I have a international clientele, right? And for me,
Mm.
joining BNI was to access the international BNI members, not actually the
Ah.
the local membership. So that's my that was my intention, because everybody has their own personal interest why they join. So for me, honestly, that was my intention, wherein instead of cold calling those realtors in the US, I know that for a fact that there's a lot of real estate agents that are BNI
Mm.
members in the US, especially because BNI started in the US and has chapters in
Yes.
most of the key cities in the US. So that was my selfish goal during before I joined. But well, after which it actually opened my eyes about the local need for the kind of services that we offer as well. So there, and then as you have mentioned, it actually changed your perspective and your mindset on how to do business,
Yeah.
and you are thinking now more long term rather than just the short term approach of
Short
which
term.
next person that I would be selling to, right? It's gonna be like a
Yeah.
long term approach in doing business. So that's one of the key takeaways that I have gained in joining this organization. right? So at this juncture, let's do our mandatory gains exchange for a one to one. So you have mentioned about having a food cart business as one of your goals, right? So gains stands for actual goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. So yeah, take it away for letter G, which stands for goals. What are your goals, short term and long term?
Yeah, for my short-term goal is to have a local um, uh, a local brand of food cart
Mm-hmm.
where where our current products here in Arcade can be used because uh, we have because we have a very uh, cheap price when we're going to get it from Arcade. So that's what I'm looking for short term, that to have food cart business in Cebu first. For a
Okay.
long term goal, I just want to have it go nationwide. Uh, by the way, for this food cart, my goal is my market is more on the working class, the CB, and working class, so that it will not be far fetched for the working class to have a business. Because right now, I think people is contented with employment, which the when the company doesn't need them anymore, so they can just lose their employment immediately. So hopefully, I could offer them a low cost but quality food cart business. That's for my goal.
All right. So let's go now to letter A, which stands for accomplishments. What have you accomplished so far in personal and business?
For accomplishment, uh, I could uh, think of that. Joining BNI is one of my accomplishments as personally, because this is my first business org. I have a lot of org, but it's all about sports or outdoor costs. But this is my first business org. It's one I can consider this as a personal achievement. And for the business, uh, uh, for the business part, I could consider it to have a piece of the pie of the market share. Though McKinney is not from Cebu, and there's a couple of brands here that is based in Cebu. So we had, but the team, the salesman, our team was able to have a piece of that market share. Not that much compared to the other big names in Cebu, but within 3 years' time, we have established, we have made a little steps, which the main headquarters of McKinney doesn't was surprised with us, because they don't give us that much expectation, because they have very big competition here. But we exceeded their uh, their expectations. So we have uh, we have a little bit of the bite of that market share here in Cebu province also.
Wow,
So
that's really great to hear. All right. And uh, letter I stands for interests. What are your interests, before or even currently, in terms of whatever that you might think of?
yeah, my interest. When I got myself into this in business, my interest changes, because it's more of how can I my interest on how I can help people, or on how I can be of service to people rather than making money. I just want to share this one to you. The president of McKinney, our Nino, said that when you go to business, don't think of the profit. Don't think of what you can get, but think of it that what you can help for your employees, what you could offer to your employees. So go into business for one reason, to help others. So after that, my interest changes. Before I want to go to business to earn a lot, and and uh, but what I can see now, when my interest changes, when I was thinking in how I could help my employees, how I could help other people, money just follows. The profit just follows. Yeah. So that's my interest now in looking for ideas on on where and what I can do to help others. Maybe cheesy, but that's my interest now.
Wow. All right. Wow. Very, very profound. And now let's go to letter N, which means for networks. What current networks do you have right now that you can offer to our BNI members?
Yeah.
Tabaay. Okay, so what current networks that you have right now? What networks can you have right now that you can offer to our BNI members? And also, what are the networks that you are looking to be introduced to?
Yeah. The current network that I have is more on the outdoor people, outdoor communities. With that, I could offer it to our our insurance people, insurance member, our hotels, because I have a lot of people who's coming in Cebu for a couple of days just to climb mountains and rock climb. So, and I also have networks on for the real estate side, because my wife was a former real estate agent. So maybe I could offer them to you if her previous clients, yeah, previous clients would be looking for something else. I could offer that to our our resident Von Jerick for the Remax.
Yes.
And yeah.
There's also, for
And
full disclosure, I actually recently joined Bond's team in Remax.
ah,
Yeah, yeah.
for
For our expertise in our real estate visuals and the technology that we use for our US clients, we have partnered with
mm,
Bond, so we would be able to deploy that to his local clients, or his local listing as well. So we will be able to market it to international clientele like OFWs or even retirees coming
yeah.
out from outside. So that's also a partnership that BNI also paved way for us
Mm.
because of that. So I'm also just throwing it out there that we have I have joined Bond's team in Remax as well.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And other thing, one network that I'm working on right now is the owner of BPOs and software companies, because I have a couple of friends from other software companies. I'm working now with Miss Chai or MaxiCare. Maybe their companies also will be getting the services of MaxiCare, or be changing to MaxiCare. Right now, I'm working with my current company, and hopefully, Miss Chai can get that account.
All
So
right.
for the network that I'm looking for is the hotels and concessionaires, caterers, and canteens. I'm looking for that network where I could be one of their suppliers. Uh, I could give a good price and good relationship to them, not just a plain supplier. So that's it. A hotels, restaurants, and caterers and canteen concessionaires. That's what I'm looking for.
Have you tried reaching out to the other BNI chapters who are doing their their weekly meetings in, I think one is Quest Hotel, one is Castle
Yeah,
Peak. Have you tried that route
I tried
already?
once. I tried once in Cebu, right in front of Ayala. I think that's Gold, BNI Gold. I attended
Okay.
once there.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So let's go to letter S, which means skills. What current skills that you have right now, and other skills that you would want to acquire? Uh,
Yeah, skills. My wife always tell me that I'm a extrovert. So when Sir Bong invited us to attend a BNA meeting, so that's when he told me that I should go there because I'm an extrovert. Because I could talk a lot, I could talk easily to other people to other people, and and uh, and also the skill that I have is more on the project management, mm, and also doing processes. I think I acquired that one in my profession as software engineer and project manager. Right now, I'm making some processes in our office in Art 8, from procurement, purchasing until the inventory and the distribution. So that's one of my skill, making of processes, and other one is also the uh, uh, I think communication also. 'Cause I easily can talk to other people, and that's why my wife is asking me to lead the sales team in our business because I can easily talk to the managers, the owner of restaurants, bars. So that's what she's asking me. So for the skills that I want to acquire is first is mm, building long-term relationship with with a client. Uh, because right now there's still a hunter skill in me, right? Not the farmer. So that's what I'm looking at, wanting to acquire the farmer skills of BNI, not the hunter. So that's it.
all right. So again, that's all the time that we have for the show. I think my last question for you would be, what would your advice that you can give people who are looking into starting their own business, or even young people at that who are looking to be entrepreneurs? What 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 advice can you give these people?
One piece of advice is just want to break the ice with, because mostly people always think that if you go into a business, that's a instant fortune, instant money making, and it's easy. Just want to be clear for those who want to be an entrepreneur or who wants to go into business, that going into business needs doesn't uh, it needs to have a strong heart, a strong-willed person, and knows how to get back up when you're down. And then another thing is you need to innovate, innovate, because if you stuck on your process and your product, uh, the market will not wait for you. You need to innovate, or you need to have a product that is uh, advanced, that the market doesn't know yet. So that's for the entrepreneurs. Innovate, and it needs hard work, and resiliency. That's it. It's not a
Dave,
walk in the park.
all right. So Dave Arcaya of Arc 8 General Merchandise. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. All right. So that's our show for this week. And watch out for our next episodes. Uh, for our next episode, we will be featuring Giselo Simafranca of JBC Interior Motives. So until next week, my name's OJ Lopez from Business One-to-Ones saying that that big dream would have not been put inside of you if you don't have the capacity to achieve it. So thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody.